Quest completed, the Curse of the Pharaohs. Ah, not enough for a level up. I only have 2 more levels to go anyway, so makes sense there. So I think it's done. I think we've completed it. I don't think that there's gonna be any credits rolling or anything like that. We brought a stop to that apple of Eden there. There's a couple of them around. Oh no, that's the one that I saw once before. Faithless one, huh? There's a couple of these optional bosses in the world, it seems like. I still haven't seen this afterlife, so I still want to see it at least. You know, I still want to have a look-see to this, if it even is another afterlife, because there's the 3 main ones there. It could just be like a skill point thing, but I want to find out all the same. Well, like, it didn't feel like as fitting of a close at the end, like the first DLC ending, you know, like, hey, we did it, looking off into the sun and, you know, across the land, all bootyful and stuff, and it's like, yep, that's a conclusion. This is more of like, hey, we did it, here, take this, bury it, get rid of it, and and we're done, I guess. I mean, there is other main story quests here with, you know, that stuff, with a legendary heavy blunt. Doesn't give as much experience as that last one, which I assume was the actual main one, but we'll still get cutscenes of that. Should I still do that then? I wonder. I don't think that there's gonna be credits rolling or anything like that. I think that was the final boss of
bandits have made camp here.
You know, the DLC and stuff.
They probably
Yeah. We did it. Never do it again. Take this thing and bury it. Get out of here. Bury memory of it. I'm surprised that Bayek didn't just want to, you know, bury it himself to make sure that it would get done. Look you upon the deeds done by the King of Kings and let sink your heart, for you can never reach his glory. But yeah, I guess I can just kind of give my DLC review now, because we always, you know, review things at the end when we're done with them and stuff. Yeah. Do like Atari there. So, I feel like story-wise, I was more interested by the first DLC. Yeah, there is a 4th afterlife here that I haven't seen yet. I was more interested story-wise by the first DLC with Mr. Rebellious Dudo that was like, I'm gonna do what I feel needs to be done no matter the cost. And it's like, that's not the way that we want to do it, and how it shaped the assassins to, you know, not be like that guy. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, alright, screw it. I'm running past these guys because I don't have my arrows right now. I need to refill them. But gameplay-wise, this was a much cooler one. There's a lot more content in it. You know, 4 different afterlives to explore. The 4th of which I haven't even seen yet. I'm about to see it. In addition to just like a bigger world to explore than the last DLC, and raising the level cap by 10 levels rather than 5. Gate of Heb Sed, did that just say? Yeah, so I haven't even seen this one at all yet. So another little area to explore here. But yeah, this DLC area, like, it was pretty chonkin'. There's quite a decent bit to explore around here. Can I zoom out to the, no? Oh, Atlas, why? Like, in comparison to the first DLC, oh, no, I guess I'd have to fast travel in. You know, it's a decent bit larger, you know? So, main game goes all the way from level 1 to 40. You know, the main game world was already pretty decently big. The main game did not feel like it was lacking for content at all, apart from, like, customizability stuff, you know? Cool weapons and outfits and stuff being locked behind the in-game shop. That was a little bit scummy, but, you know, in terms of content and stuff to do around the world, the main game did not feel like it was lacking. It felt like there was a lot to bite into. You know, it's not one of those games that feels like it's only complete as of its DLC. The DLC really did feel like something bonus additional afterwards, so, you know, it's good when games feel like that. Don't feel like their main games are lacking, because there was a lot to do in this. And there was already quite a bit in the first DLC, and the second one added even more. What with, you know, this whole chonkin' area to explore, and then 4 different mini areas with these 4 different afterlives. Which, again, this is my first time seeing this one. So, like, let's loop over and get that viewpoint and stuff. That's what we'll do. Each of which are very distinct. And, like, some of the creatures that you fight in them, like the way the guards have changed is interesting. Gameplay-wise, they act the same. But visually have completely changed there. And things like the giant scorpions, for example, it's like, wow, that's kind of insane and really cool. So I really quite like that, you know? So I quite like this DLC, I must say. So what's going on around here? I need to use Senu to find where the thing is. And it's... Eh? What? There's a chest over there. Look how many guards there is! Holy crap! Where's the thing? Just there? Wait, those aren't guards, they're weird birds and stuff. But yeah. Wait, we're the only AAA game that's on every single streaming service? How what? Yeah, what now? Up we go. I don't understand. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, I really quite like the visuals of this DLC. The very diverse different afterlives there. What they made each of them into, you know, I assume getting source material of, you know, Egyptian mythology and beliefs of the time and used it to make the actual afterlives and such. And I feel like they did a really good job of it. King of Kings, great one. Usur Mat Rata, whatever the heck. Gazing upon our enemy at Kadesh, a towering dune before immeasurable grains of sand. You saw their fear and victory was ours. Alright, at least it wasn't guards around here and stuff. What, did I just get something? I started hearing the sound as if I was getting something, but then I didn't. Oh, there's hay down here. That's convenient. That is rather convenient indeed. Because, yeah, the visuals are very striking in these areas, you know? Royal Guard's Rest. They are very striking indeed. Very distinct, very striking. I quite like it. This still suffers from the same issues of the main game where it's like it's terribly optimized for PC. Yoink. Ow. What was the thing that I needed to do in here? It was read the Architect of Egypt, Keeper of Harmony and Balance is Great Red. Anyone can read that if they want to, but I need to dip on out of here, I think. But yeah, AC is on like all of them. It was on Google Stadia before it died. It was on GeForce Now, Xbox Cloud Gaming, PlayStation Now. Oh, really? I've never, you know, subscribed to any of these streaming services before, so I've, or subscription services, so I've never, you know, really known it. But yeah, I guess it's available on a lot of things then. Stallion of Death. Well, I have before and I will again. Unless it's a slightly different stallion each afterlife. There's more of the big scorpions that I was just describing there. Serket's Chamber. Oh. Is it you? Level 57?! Huh. So your max level is 55. But the max level of enemies is not necessarily 55. Oh. So ideally you'd want to get to 55 and then, you know, still be a little bit underleveled. But do your best to take on these guys. Also, 55 as the max level is really unsatisfying, honestly. Like, main game max level was 40, then first DLC brought up to 45, then this DLC brought up to 55. Why couldn't each of them raise it up by 10? 60 would have been a much more satisfying number. But yeah, I guess I can't do all that much around here because I guess this must be the highest level afterlife. Must be the case, the little bonus one at the end. But yeah, I looked into them potentially of pretty much all the Assassin's Creed games. Oh geez. Well, in case anyone has those streaming services and, you know, has watched this playthrough and wants to, like, ultimately with my review, would I recommend this game? The answer is yes. I guess I can kind of sum up my review of all of Assassin's Creed Origins now that we're done with the whole thing. Like, so just going over, you know, the whole thing again. I was worried about it after playing Syndicate and getting kind of bored of that game. You know, it felt super samey and just like a world with missions, and I was, you know, kind of losing my mind there. And I was worried about the subsequent games. It's like, man, am I just gonna end up getting bored with them? I really liked this game. It was a really great breath of fresh air into a series that was getting, you know, a decent smidge stale for me. Makes me really wonder what would happen had I played this game when it first came out and not given up at Syndicate. Bam. There's apparently chests around here and stuff. And I really liked this game. Like, it wasn't perfect. I think that my biggest complaint is just the fact that there's basically no in-game customization, much at all. Because they want you to, you know, go to the in-game store and just buy stuff. Yoink. Little bits of doubloons. So the fact that I can't really customize my character's outfit much at all. Look at a game like Assassin's Creed Unity and you can customize your outfit like crazy. You know, it does also determine your stats, so you do have to be kind of careful what you're doing there. Whoops, wrong thing, Bob. There's one over there. And Where's the last chest then? It's not over here. I'll go grab that in the meantime. So that's a little bit crummy. The fact that I've only got, you know, a few main outfits here, and that's pretty much it. Because they would rather have an in-game shop where you can buy other outfits and such. But, you know, if stuff like that didn't make so much money, then game developers wouldn't do it. Because a lot of the time, in-game shops will make more revenue than the sales of the game itself. Not always, but that's the case for a lot of video games. So, you know, I guess consumers only have themselves to blame for it, you could almost say. But, you know, it's still really scummy there. So, I wish that this was more like games of Series Pass where, you know, you could unlock a lot of really cool customization outfits just by playing. But you really can't here. Come on. You really cannot. So, that's probably my biggest complaint with the game. Oi. Yeah, I need materials from you guys. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much if this is the last session here anyway. That's definitely my biggest complaint. I guess I talked in my base game review after we beat the base game about how, you know, I kind of had some complaints about the story kind of feeling like, what am I doing here? You know, I'll a lot easier follow a story that really takes its time to, you know, establish what the heck is going on. Like, I'm a big JRPG player, for example, but, you know, Assassin's Creed a lot of the time, I feel like I don't really understand the villains all that well. It's just kind of generic baddie that I need to take down because they're our baddie and stuff. And I kind of felt that with this DLC as well. I feel like story main big baddie was handled the best with the first DLC with Super Rebel guy. I have no idea where the last chest here would be. I have not a clue. Oh, really? I could fast travel like that. Interesting. Like, we did at least see our main baddie throughout the whole thing in this one. And it's like, oh, she's the one with it. Time to go kill her. And, you know, that I can understand and stuff. But it still felt a little bit like, you know, not like a super meaningful big bad that we're taking down. Like, I feel like is the case in a lot of Assassin's Creed games. So, this game does suffer from that a little bit as well, in my opinion. Overall, I did like Bayek and Bayek's story and such in the main game. You know, these additional adventures and DLC, the first one served to expand his character, what with the, you know, stuff that happened with the Brotherhood as a consequence. This story didn't really expand on his character much at all. Not really much room for growth in this one. This one was more so just like, hey, here's a fun adventure of, you know, going and fighting the living dead and stuff like that. And it was fun. I really enjoyed the gameplay of this, ooh, I can increase range damage. Yes, let's. Sweet. You'll love to see it. And the gameplay of this DLC, I liked it. I thought it was pretty neat there, you know? It was pretty neat. Wait, how WoW? With the WoW stuff there, I guess? Seems like, what level are you out of curiosity? I could take you. You I could take. And there's a Captain Scorpion around here. But where? I could have sworn that I saw it on the map marked here earlier. What, are the scorpions attacking me? What's trying to kill me? Kill the animal. Did you fall through the world? Is there a secret tunnel or did you fall through the world? You better not have fallen through the world. Just like so many Ubisoft games, you know. It is pretty buggy and glitchy sometimes. Case in point, potentially. But yeah. Yeah, I realized that there. I just, you know... I'm trying not to get too sidetracked from trying to do like my wrap-up review of, you know, a completely different game is all that I'm doing is the case there. I did skim the other ones. I have no idea how to get down there. What the heck is, this? I don't think that there's anything else that I want to do around here. I wanted to take out that animal. I got to level 54 and that's what's important. I'm not getting to level 55 before this wraps up. And now I've shown like all the 4 afterlives and stuff. But yeah, and I don't think that there's anything else in the main game that I want to do. I could always do that one side quest, that other main quest that's here. I don't think that there's going to be any credits rolling for doing so. I can always look it up. You know, I think that this is the final session, but I can look up if there's something really crazy that happens for doing that last mission there, but, you know, I don't think there would be. So, let me just look over the world of the main game here really quickly before I wrap things up. That's what I may well do here. Become a superhero. Go to the Uplay overlay by pressing that and stuff. But yeah, I think that AC Origins is wrapped up overall. Yeah, store, that's my biggest complaint about this game, but overall, I did really, really like this game. In terms of the DLC, I guess my biggest complaint with the DLC, really, he's gonna keep on saying that. My biggest complaint with the DLC was honestly, like, the 3 bosses there, where it's like, they're not hard, they just, you know, you can dodge their attacks pretty easily, but they just hit like a truck. They can basically one-shot you. You do very little damage because their health is so inflated. So you need to play darn near perfectly for several minutes straight. Like, that's my biggest complaint about, I'm gonna run this way while I'm doing my last little smidge of ramble, I guess, to see that area. And that was one of my big complaints about the Soulsborne games as well. You know, I've played through the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring, defeated every single boss across all those games. So, that was a thingamabob that I've done, but my biggest complaint about those games is they're artificially difficult in the sense of just like, you need to play darn near perfectly because you'll get 1 to 2 shot at any given moment, is the case. I prefer difficulty in action games in the style of things like Astral Chain, for example, or like other Platinum Games kind of titles where it's like super fast paced and here's all this stuff going on and, you know, there's a lot less risk, like you can take a lot more hits, but it constantly feels intense just because of like how much stuff is constantly going on and how many variables you need to be keeping track of, as opposed to something like, say, Dark Souls 1 or 2. 3 and Elden Ring sped things up quite a bit, but especially Dark Souls 1 and 2, where it's like, here's really slow swings by the enemy, I'm gonna hit you any second now, bam, and if you, like, so it's not like it's hard to dodge, but if you mistime it, then, you know, you'll just get 1 to 2 shot, and it's like, well, it sucks for me because I didn't play darn near perfectly for the several minutes straight, and it just does not feel all that great. So while I had fun with the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring, you know, those, the fact that they kind of make themselves artificially difficult by means of you need to play darn near perfectly for several minutes straight just because of how hard the bosses hit, and not like more frantic nature of there actually being a lot of things going on at once. It's not quite for me. I much preferred Elden Ring because of that. Elden Ring like really sped things up. I think between the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring is probably my favorite there for that reason, because it actually had like fast-paced, in-your-face kind of combat, and you know, there was a lot more bosses that would do a lot of littler hits in quick succession with faster attacks, as opposed to like big wind-up hits that, well, 1 or 2 shot you, you know? So it did still have like the same kind of issue to an extent, but a lot less so. So I much greater appreciated Elden Ring for that. But these bosses, like the 3 main bosses in this DLC, felt like the culmination of, you know, that frustration that I felt with those games, you know, where it's just artificially difficult in the sense of like, it's not like the boss's attacks are all that hard to dodge. You know, there are some really fast ones there that felt like borderline unfair, but a lot of them are, you know, are big windups. Even though the first boss that was like really fast would usually do like the charges at you. Like, the first boss was probably the most fun, in my eyes, just with, like, the quick attacks, where it wasn't the super big wind-ups, but, you know, even with that, the fact that you could just get shredded, the fact that I could be at full health, and then the boss hits me once, and then I'm either at, like, the last little smidge of health left, or I'm dead, just like that. Like, both the second boss and the third boss, if ever I got hit by the flashy attack, that would just be an insta-kill right on the spot. And it's like, really? Really? Like, I get that I'm playing on nightmare mode, but in my opinion, my favorite hardest difficulty in video games is ones that are like quite a decent bit of challenge, but don't feel borderline unfair, you know? Okay, yeah, so I got this place mapped out. Let's find out what this is really quickly, I guess. And And I actually did generally really like nightmare mode in this game. Like, the random guards would sometimes really wreck me, but, you know, that just tells me that I need to play stealthier, rely more on my bow, or do whatever else. And I had these workarounds that I was able to, you know, get past it. You know, 2 or 3 hits or 2 or 3 arrows would absolutely shred me, but I kind of got used to it, and it just kind of felt like, you know, realism in a sense, you know? Where it's like, alright, yeah, I don't want to get in too much close combat, and it was a breath of fresh air after the easygoing nature of the last several Assassin's Creed games, you know, where there was actually some more challenge there, and I had more active reason to avoid combat. It was quite interesting. So generally, I really liked nightmare mode, but this is something that even the main game suffered from. The bosses, however, the bosses, however, were just like, yep, we're either gonna 1 or 2 shot you, and you know, you only have that one skill that luckily you unlocked on your skill tree to be able to regen your health a little bit, but otherwise you wouldn't be able to heal here and, you know, have fun playing darn near perfectly for several minutes straight. My favorite action games are not ones where you play darn near perfectly for several minutes straight. It's ones where you just play well for several minutes straight, and you'll, you know, do better based on how well you do there, which is why I like Astral Chain so much, for example, you know, but couldn't get as much behind, you know, the bosses of this. Once I got the patterns down, it was pretty satisfying. It was pretty satisfying dodging things there, but that constant fear that if any one of those flashy attacks on the final boss hit me, that I just instantly die, lose all my progress, and have to restart the entire boss over again. It's not a good feeling, you know? It really does not feel all that great. Well, time for my super crazy final DLC weapon here to wreck these main game dudos and get materials. Hey, look, crafting's available. Is that a line where the textures don't quite match up, or where the world's being weird? No, the textures match up just fine. Weird. I guess where the world's made up of polygons and stuff, and there's a line that shows some of the... I think you wouldn't be able to see the line, but weird. He's so addicted to continuing to say this on in the main game for some reason. Find a place to rest. I'll find a place to rest, and then I think I'll wrap it up. That's what I'll probably do here. Find a place to rest. This? Yoink. But yeah, so I much prefer things where it's like, here's some fast-paced action and craziness, but it's not, you know, absolute insanity of get, hit, die. Pure water, pure power is something, and the two are connected. Like, you need to have a little bit of wiggle room. I would have much preferred those bosses to, you know, have a lot faster attacks, but hit a lot lighter. You know, do less damage, but be attacking more frequently to add to the intensity. You know, that's how I would have preferred those bosses there. I have no idea what the heck I'm supposed to do to find a place to rest around here. And my eagle's not exactly narrowing it down. Here's another complaint with the game. When your eagle can't really narrow things down, and it tells you to, you know, find something or other. And I have marked this by accident. And you have no idea where the heck it would be, you know? Because, yeah, my eagle is not narrowing it down at all. And that especially sucked underground. And during investigations, that's something else I would change about this game, is in investigations that you should let your eagle mark the things that you need to investigate. Because some places, especially that tomb towards the end of this DLC playthrough here, I would just run around, covering the same ground over and over and over again, trying to find, like, the last one that I'm missing, to no avail. So when the developers expect you to find one specific thing and give you no hints to where it can be apart from just, like, when you're in the area, and the area is a very wide area, it becomes a little bit frustrating. Like, even in a case like this, you know, it's like, where's the place to rest? It's not narrowing it down. I've gotten no hints here. I have no idea where the heck it wants me to rest right now. Like, maybe by the campfire up there or something like that? Maybe? Yeah, that's kind of what happens anytime I stream this game. The case for me, at least. Like, I'm so confused. Find a place to rest. I don't get it. So stuff like this is a bit frustrating. Because then you have to run around for so long until you find it. Or you just Google it and find out where the heck the thing is. Time to go YouTube one last time here. Whoa, get wrecked there. Assassin's Creed Origins Aquifer Oasis Rest. It seems like a lot of other people have looked this up. Hermit rest location. Alright, where the heck did this person rest? They search around a little bit. Apparently, you rest in the water between the torches. Is apparently what you do here. You just lay in the water and you rest here. Yes. That was super obvious. Why didn't I guess it before? So, yeah. There's stuff like that that can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. Ability points. Maybe I should have gotten some more ability points in the main game before doing that DLC. The upgrades would have definitely helped me. You know. Would have definitely helped things out. I could always get that one thingamabob now. Of, be able to buy crafting materials. I have 4 ability points. What happens if I switch to Layla now anyway? I'm curious. Because it was the end of the game. William Miles came and he was like, oh, you should come with us. So something's gonna happen in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I would imagine. Where, you know, we're now with the assassins and stuff. But I take it we're through with the game. Again, I could always look up if there's stuff important with Desmond lore within the main game there. Is what I could do. Hi. And I can also end up looking up if, oh, is there new stuff here? Bayek notes. I'll also look up if there's something important with the other main quest in the second DLC. Because I do technically have some more main quest stuff to go. But apparently it just gives like some legendary heavy blunt weapon and like we concluded the main story there. So I'll Google if it's important, and if it is important, I'll come back. If not, I think we're done with Origins here. Oh, well, there's more lore here. Wow, good thing the Animus comes loaded with beta blockers or my head would be pounding. D keeps fussing over my numbers like a little old granny, but holy shit, what a trip. It's like being high on sand in history books. Better start listing some details about these history dives before I babble on for 3 more pages. I could. List stuff. All these things. You know what? How about I just show them? I'm looking forward to concluding things here as well. So I'll just show them in case anyone tuning in wants to actually read what the stuff is the case. Because I started this series on, January 1st, 2023 here, since we always start a new year with a new Assassin's Creed playthrough. And this has taken me about 3 months. It's the end of March now. And this has turned into, what now, 100-part series? The first Assassin's Creed playthrough to hit that number. So, that's pretty crazy. And I assume that Odyssey is going to take just as long, if not longer. Retransmission segment 2. Oh, was this the, yeah, this was the thingamabob that I got as I explored around the world, I think. Yeah. In one of those thingamabobs that I encountered. Yeah. So I got 2 and 3. I'm missing 1. So there's a particular order. And 4. I got 2, 3, and 4. But I'm missing 1. Is this the one that talked about Desmond? Yeah. Desmond there. So I can just look up these entries and see if it seems all that important there. But yeah, we have seen these ones. Yeah, I'm missing 1. Missing just 1 there. But, yeah. So, if there is some other stuff, like, it's possible that I'll come back to this game. But most likely, we're through with it. We, did it. Conquered another game on the game schedule. Assassin's Creed Origins is done. Next up is going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But my game schedule is so dang crazy that I'm not going to be starting it in the near future. I will start sometime this year. I do have to get through at least 2 Assassin's Creed playthroughs per year to, get through them faster than they come out.
What are we waiting for then?
Extraction helicopter. It'll be here in an hour. Go back to the Animus if you like. I know its charms are compelling.
Yeah, so we'll be somewhere out and about somewhere else in the beginning of Odyssey with William there, I suppose. Yeah, so I'll do Odyssey sometime later this year, but I'm taking a little bit of a chill pill for a while. It'll be kind of like between 4 and Rogue, where I catch up on other things and chill out from AC for a while, especially considering this took so long. I'd like to take a bit of a chill pill, and then sometime later we'll come into Odyssey and finally see what that game is all about, I suppose. So, yeah. Until then, I'm probably going to switch things up here, I think. So with that, thanks everyone who tuned in for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What a series it has been. That beeping is a little bit annoying there. And yeah, until we start Odyssey sometime later this year.